Hey Ed, this is John, West Coast Connects. We reached out, Janessa spoke with you on Tuesday, promised this free video, so here it is. I'm going to keep things really short and quick. Just want to show you 3 tips that you could do to potentially increase your traffic online. So with that, let me get started. So you're doing a lot of good things here. Looking through your site, you have quite a bit of content. You have some interlinks, you have reviews, you have some pretty good images. Let's see what they're saved as real quick. House one, so that could potentially get some work. But I mean, you have your appointments, you have links to conversions, right? You have a click to call. So there's a lot of good things that you're doing here. The one thing I would say is that looking through what you're ranking for, and you're doing really well in your city, and looking at what you're ranking for, roofing company, you're the top ranked roofer. The only people that are doing better, or the only sites that are doing better than you, really are, um, like Angie's List and Home Advisor and stuff like that, like directories. You're at the middle, of the first page for um, most of Bradenton, and so you're getting quite a bit of traffic from that. Copper Roofs is really where you're getting most of your traffic, and obviously your name. But looking at traffic in your area, so I looked at obviously your area, and there's 2,000 searches, so you can potentially increase the traffic there as well. There is quite a bit of traffic in St. Petersburg as well, 1,800 searches a month. But the real volume is in Sarasota, right? There's quite a bit of volume. I'm looking at over 7,500 searches a month. So that's quite a bit of volume, and that you're not really ranking for Sarasota in terms of um, like getting a lot of traffic. You're on the second page or the third page, and you're just not high enough to really get a lot of traffic. So my first tip would be to really focus on these pages and really try to get them ranked. Especially the Sarasota, because there's so much volume there that you could, like this keyword right here, roofers, Sarasota, Florida. If you can bump that up to where you're in the first page, like middle first page, chances are you're going to outdo all the traffic you're getting in your particular area. So, there's definitely room for growth. The same thing with Petersburg. Obviously, now that you're kind of established, and I'm not showing anything here, and you have quite a bit of volume going after that side volume. So that's pretty important. I also did notice that you're not really ranking too high for your Google Business Profile uh, in your city. Like looking at what is ranking, so you have three companies ahead of you at least. I would have to go through and check and see how far down you are, but Bringman, Lens, and Storm Roofing are all ahead of you. However, you're the number one organically. And being here is pretty important because they can pull up to 40% of the traffic. So, on this particular keyword, I'm not sure how much. Let's see how much. There's 100 searches, 40 of them is going right off the bat to these top three. And then, 30%, and I mean, you're getting probably about 10% of the traffic here being in the third spot, which is not bad, but you can obviously do more. And really, how you build this up, the first way is reviews. Reviews are super important. They give validity and authority to your Google Business Profile. Basically, it's telling Google, hey, they do a good job. Their customers like what they do, and if they trust them, we should trust them. And there's a few ways to get reviews. CRMs are a great way, like send emails after the job's done. You can purchase 5-star reviews. There are a lot of companies that'll sell them. We offer that service as well, so you can get 5-star reviews. We don't typically recommend that. We'd rather you do or get them organically with the work that you're already doing. One way that we found is probably the most effective is you set up a QR code to link to your review form, And what you do is you print those out, you laminate them, you give them to your installers, and when they're done with the job, they can give it to the property owner who can, scan it with their phone, and within a matter of seconds or a minute, you have a review up. And we found that that has been pretty productive. All this uh, all this information needs to be pretty consistent throughout the web. So, if you have a Yelp page or Angie's List Home Advisor, something like that, you'd want to make sure all this information is the same. One thing that we notice a lot of is hours being different, right? And Google hates that. What they want to see is that anybody searching any platform will get the same information on whatever platform they're looking at. So, very important that all these things, are pretty consistent. And last but not least is uh, saving photos as specific keywords and and geotagging them. So if I wanted to rank for, what was that? Bradenton Roofing Company, right? I would save an image as that keyword, or as that keyword, and I would tag it, say, here. And what happens is Google thinks that you did a service or a roof in that location. And as you continue to geotag and build out like locations, they can see where you're doing work and how far you go to work and travel, and it just sorts of builds like a mushroom, right? So that would be my second tip. My last tip would just be to continue building up your site. I mean, your site is pretty strong. Typically you want a 1-to-1 ratio here, but it's doing really well. You have 166 referring domains and 76 do follow links. Typically I would build up those links of those pages in that, like especially those Sarasota and St. Petersburg, if you're wanting to grow in other areas, because you are doing pretty well at home. If you're wanting to expand out, I would definitely build and grow in those areas. And just to show you, what like Yoder Roofing is doing pretty well in Sarasota, and they're getting a lot of traffic, even though their site isn't as strong as yours, and they don't have nearly as many do follow links. So, you can definitely build up and get as much traffic as them. Like I said, you guys are really doing well, doing strong, performing pretty well. But they have almost 7 times the amount of traffic because the keywords that they're ranking for have more volume. So I hope this has been helpful. I hope it's been informative. Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions, comments, concerns. We'd love to get any feedback from you. If you would like to get in touch with us and want to schedule something out, we do have a link to our Google Calendar. Feel free to schedule out whatever time fits for your schedule. And myself or my business partner, Jackie, would love to get back to you. So, with that, have a great day and God bless.